Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, YemmytheFerret here with another episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast, now on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope the heat's not getting to you. Once again, as I like to say, sweat is on its way, because I have turned off my fan and air conditioning just so you can get the best podcast experience that you could possibly have. Yes, please clap, please. Thank you. I know I give up a lot to do this podcast. I give up so much. So if I wipe my brow from sweat, just know it's coming from a place of goodwill. Goodwill for you and your listening experience. Once again, like I said, I am YemmytheFerret. This is my podcast, YemmyCast, a video game podcast about video games and other things sometimes, most of the time. And thank you for coming to YemmyCast. It's available Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's available on all other platforms the same day. There's also weekend episodes on Sunday at 9:30 a.m., so if you want to, you can check that out as well. Next episode is a live stream of YemmyCast, episode number 50. That's right, episode number 50 is here. We're doing a live stream. We're doing a giveaway. 2 t-shirts. We're giving away 2 t-shirts. What's not to love about that? Also, we're watching old videos of mine. We're exploring more video game topics and news. We're opening up Yu-Gi-Oh packs. We're doing all this shit, okay? We're doing all this crap. We're doing all of it. So be there or be square. Miss out. I know for audio listeners, if you are an audio listener, thank you so much for listening on the platform. It's just audio. I don't know if it's because you just don't like me as a person, or you think my voice is better than my face. It doesn't matter to me. But just know that the podcast will be late coming out Sunday because of this. It's going to be live stream, so I have to go through and edit the whole live stream. I'll record it, edit it, etc., and then I'll put it up on the podcast as audio version. The audio version. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Let's get into it, because this week on YemmyCast, something has happened that I never thought would. Actually, 2 things have happened that I thought would never happen in this lifetime. One of those being Belle Delphine has made a Pornhub account, and she has uploaded videos to Pornhub. And you might be going, Yemmy, that's too sexual for YouTube. Well, they're not exactly porn. They are parodies. They're literally parodies, not porn parodies, but parodies of pornography. Titles and descriptions that make you think that it's a pornographic material, but it's actually not. So if you look at the one that's probably the most obvious that it's a fake, is Belle Delphine takes PewDiePie all the way in, or something like that, inside, and it's literally just her eating a piece of paper that has PewDiePie's face on it. There's plenty of other ones where that came from, and yes, it's a huge troll face moment. Problem? Oh, old memes, man. Dead memes, even. That one's dead, buried, and resurrected so many times. But this has sparked a lot of backlash from the community surrounding her channel. I guess, I don't know. It's really weird to me, because these people, they know her as this trolly character. She makes these TikTok videos that are trolly. She's a huge troll. She's a stupid noob. She's a huge troll. And this was to be expected. Like, she's not gonna just, I don't know. There's people demanding that she makes pornographic material, like actual pornographic material, and put it out on Pornhub.com. Not sponsored. And I don't see how people can do that. People are going, oh, you've tricked us. We're gonna stop giving you clout, whatever that is. I don't even know what clout is. I don't even know what it is. And it sparked this really strange backlash that, like, I didn't see coming, because it's like, this is exactly what she does. There is no change in her content, no matter what platform she is on. Yes, I understand she has Patreon rewards just like any other titty streamer, whatever. Someone who's willing to do that with their bodies. She has her Patreon tier rewards, and, if you spend enough money, you can get her secret Snapchat, and you can get some lewds and possible nudes, but that's not like it's open to the public. And even if she was like a cam streamer, quotation marks, I don't know if that's true, but I heard on the H3 podcast she might have been a cam streamer back in the day. She's kept a tight lid on that shit. Like, if you search Belle Delphine, Belle with an E, I thought it was Bella the whole time too, to be honest with you. Belle Delphine, whatever after it. Most of the time nothing comes up, and even if it does, it's usually got fake or something like that. So you might be asking, Yemmy, why are you talking about this? Because this is the video game community doing this. The video game community. There are comments after comments saying, our community supported you, we built you up, and you're giving us this shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It's something that I didn't expect at all. It's insane. It's mind-blowing. Who knows how many of these comments are actually genuine and how many are actually just like trolly comments playing along with it. It's hard to tell because there's so many like that seem like actual people who are angry. There's so many that also you can tell that there's a troll, but there's that weird gray area where I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. It's a reggy moment because you look at a comment and you go, is this person serious? Do they need help? But that's all I gotta say about that. Look, I've never been a fan of like. I hit my mic there. I've never been a fan of like TikTok or Vine or anything like that. I was on Vine when it was alive. Back when I was in high school, it started becoming a thing, and so I hopped on Vine, did a few videos. I didn't really enjoy it, so I just ended that. Never downloaded TikTok. Never really went into TikTok. Sure, I've watched TikTok compilations. Remember the first episode of the podcast was about me having beef. Well, not really beef, but me having some comments about the way a TikTok compilation maker was acting on YouTube. Like that's all that was. And I mean I do watch the odd TikTok compilation. Like it's not like I don't. It's not like you can't really miss them anymore. You log into YouTube, it's really hit or miss whether you're gonna see a TikTok compilation or not. I think we're... No! They never miss, huh? Oh my god. That's all I gotta say about that. Let's move on. Let's move on to the real topic of this show, and that is the second thing I never thought I would see happen. PlayStation Plus for July 2019, the games have changed literally a day before the actual PlayStation Plus games were supposed to come out. The original PlayStation Plus games for July 2019, which I was going to talk about in the last episode, I really have nothing to say about either of these games. Horizon Chase Turbo, I've never played it. People are saying it's a phone game. Okay, wonderful. PES 2019, which is a Pro Evolution soccer game, football game. If you live in the old T country, I have nothing to say about that. I've never played it. I don't think I've even added any of the games that are like PES or anything like that to my library, to be honest with you, because I never had I've never wanted to play a soccer game other than Mario Strikers. You get me? But now it's come out. PlayStation came out the 2nd of July, which is the day of the change, like the day of them releasing the PlayStation Plus free games, and they have put out Detroit Become Human Digital Deluxe Edition along with Horizon Chase Turbo. PES 2019? Get out of here! No, I said get out. Out. Damn you. They said get out of here! And they've brought in Detroit Become Human. Come in, please. Detroit Become Human, please. The crowd is applauding. Oh my gosh, here they come. Yes, here they come. Detroit Become Human. Here he is. Oh my gosh. Take a bow. Yes, take a bow. Oh my gosh. All right, fuck off. This is crazy. This is crazy that last minute They saw so much backlash from PES being on there. And Horizon Chase Turbo. I couldn't think of the name because I don't read anymore. You know, I don't have any eyes. This is crazy. This is crazy. They changed it to Detroit Become Human Digital Deluxe Edition. Digital Deluxe Edition comes with Heavy Rain. It comes with Heavy freaking Rain. That is ridiculous. Now, me personally, I played through Heavy Rain. I'm playing through Detroit Become Human. I bought Detroit Become Human Black Friday last year. It was like $20, and I was like, that's a good deal, especially for a game that everyone's been talking about and praising. So I said, I'll pick it up. And now you get the Digital Deluxe Edition for free on PlayStation Plus. So if you want to, now is the time to try out Detroit Become Human. Me personally, I think it's a good game. I don't think it's an amazing experience, but I think it's a pretty good game. For a, choose your adventure type game, there are a few more limited options than I was expecting, especially with the Connor character, but I digress. There are a good amount of things that can change throughout the game, and a lot of those things are implemented really, really well. So, in terms of quality, yes, Detroit Become Human is an excellent game. It looks great, it feels great, but it is, once again, your normal, Telltale type game where there's QuickTime events, button pushes, inputs, and choose your own dialogue. It does rise above, though. It does rise above. And Heavy Rain was one of those games that I really, really enjoyed back in the PS3 era, and I picked it up on the back after it was kind of run its course. It was in a double pack with Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, and I said, yeah, I'll pick both of those up. I played through Heavy Rain, loved it. The twist at the end was like, I wasn't expecting that because you can't really expect that because of the way they set up the story. I could have done it a little bit differently, but I digress. It's a great game still to this day. I didn't really enjoy the other one, Beyond Two Souls, but I could see how it did a positive impact in mo capture and stuff like that, motion capture. Kind of like how Rango was like a leader in like that technology back in the day as well. So yeah, this is crazy because no one was expecting them to change the PlayStation Plus. There's been times where there's been two pretty decent games and people have gone crazy mad about them, and they haven't changed them. Now this, it's really weird to me, really weird. But I mean, I get what they're people you just came from Borderlands: The Handsome Jack Collection and Sonic Mania, and now you're putting out PES 19 and Horizon Chase Turbo. People were really, really disappointed this time around, and I think that Sony was like, okay, we get it. We'll put something else out this month. Who knows if PES 2019 will make a return? Who knows if it will be next month or whatever. All I know is I think that PlayStation Plus does need a little bit of a revamp. I mean, yes, the extra storage space in the cloud is nice. Yes, the 2 free games a month is nice. But really, ever since they took away the PS3 titles and Vita titles, it seems like we're not getting as much as we pay for. They upped the amount $10 last year, and it just doesn't seem like they're putting out as much as they possibly could. And I think that's mostly because the PS4 has run its route. It's almost done. And they're heading towards the PS5, which I understand completely. And hopefully once the PS5 comes around, then we'll get 2 PS4 games and 2 PS5 games. That would be pretty sick. So what do you think of the change? Were you excited for PES 2019? If you were, I apologize to you, but it is now Detroit Become Human and Horizon Chase Turbo. Thank you, Sony. Even though I've already played Detroit Become Human, I already have it. Thank you, because you've quieted down the hordes of people who were very pissed off. Also, here's another story that I found really crazy. And it's not because I never would have seen it coming in a million years. I've been talking to a few people who live in Europe, and they've been saying that the laws have been changing around this stuff. But Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is the next Wolfenstein game in the series, is more of like a spin-off, almost kind of like how the Old Blood was a spin-off of the Wolfenstein series. It wasn't really like a complete game, but it was a competent enough game, and it felt like enough of a game. This is another one of those games. You play as BJ Blazkowicz's 2 twin daughters, and you are trying to take back Paris, France. And this is the first Wolfenstein game that will be This is the first Wolfenstein game that will be uncensored, as in the Nazi imagery will be shown in Germany. It's a first. It really is. And this is monumentous because for years, developers have had to take out the Nazi imagery from campaigns, multiplayer, promotions, stuff like that, to be able to put the game on the shelves. Because, I mean, let's be honest, after the Nazis were taken down in Germany, I don't think Germany wanted to redo that. They were like, yeah, that was a little bit much for us. We're going to take a back seat. But the laws have changed, and now the video games are being seen as art. So they're going to be assessed on a case-by-case basis. Games that are treated as more of art are going to be exempt from the ban, such as Wolfenstein Youngblood. Bethesda's German forum has confirmed that Germany will receive full, uncensored international release, although a second version which has removed the content will also be available for people who maybe don't want it. I think that's a great idea. It'll give people who have never seen games do something like this a chance to see it and, play it and, understand why it's such an impact. And then also people who maybe are a little bit more, they don't want to play something that has Nazi imagery in it. They know the history, et cetera, et cetera. There's another addition for them just in case, they don't want to see that kind of stuff. So Wolfenstein Youngblood is being released in the US and Canada the 26th, and on the same day in the UK and Europe. So, have fun, everyone. Have fun. I think this game looks pretty good. It's a co-op action game, so that'd be pretty cool as well. It's coming out on all platforms, including Nintendo Switch day one, which is a big plus as well. Are you going to be getting Wolfenstein? Are you interested in this article at all? This really interests me because, it's always been a little point of conversation between me and my Europe friends about this kind of stuff and whether it's, it should be in video games or whatever. I know movies have been around for a while that allow the Nazi symbols, but video games have been a little bit on the fence, and now it's available to be seen. Cuphead, the delicious last course DLC, has been delayed until 2020 after the new teaser trailer has been shown. There's going to be a new character, weapons, and more. So, after explaining a little bit, the developers came out and said that the game is not, or the DLC is not yet ready yet, and it's going to take a little bit longer to polish it up and put it out. They're going to give players the chance to explore new adventures on a brand new island, and there's going to be new weapons, new charms, and a brand new character called Miss Chalice, who brings new abilities to the table. New key features: Mrs. Chalice. Traverse a brand new Inkwell Isle, find new weapons and charms, help Chef Saltbaker on a brand new adventure to uncover the mystery of legendary Chalice's secret quest. So I know this might be a little bit of a disappointment to a lot of people. The Funko Pops have already been released. It's like, we're already right there. But, of course, this DLC, it's been delayed, so people are just going to have to wait a little bit longer until 2020. As you know, Cuphead took a long time to make. It's a game that they drew every character, they drew every animation, they drew every single, everything in this game. The music and everything had to be done from scratch, pretty much. It's a very impressive game, very difficult game, but very, very impressive. So hopefully fans of Cuphead can wait a little bit longer for the last course. Damn, that was good. Alright, so Bad North, the game I talked about a few episodes ago, is getting a Jotun Edition expansion, and it's arriving the 24th of July, and it's all free! Woo! All free! Yeah! This is what I love about indie developers, and they improve their game, and they go, okay, here's a big content drop. Let's just make it free. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, Plausible Concept, and publisher Raw Fury. Bad North is a great game. I talked about it a few podcast episodes ago if you want to check that out. It's just a simple defend against the invading army. You have 4 troops at your disposal, and you can move them around and get combat and stuff like that. It's not really it's not like turn-based strategy or anything like that. It's more real-time strategy, and it's really cool. You got this small island and houses you need to defend, all that kind of stuff. So what is coming? Campaign changes. They've reworked the campaign progression to show the enemy types on levels, advanced the Viking frontier faster, and replaced the individual gold with a shared gold pool. This all comes together to allow you to make much more informed strategic decisions between levels and makes tackling multiple islands per turn a more viable approach. Very nice. New upgrades and meta progression. There's 4 more items to find, and we've also introduced commander traits, smaller passive buffs for your commanders. So more than ever, you will need to work with what you have, and each run will be more unique. Over time, you can unlock all these items and traits as starting upgrades, which you can select for your initial 2 commanders when starting a new game. Difficulty enhancements. There are some new options for more casual play, such as checkpoint islands, which give you a reset point, acting as a safety net for you when your campaign reaches a tragic conclusion. You can also opt out of the Iron Man behavior of the game by enabling replayable levels on a new campaign. No more save scrubbing needed. I've used that a few times. And if more casual is not what you're looking for, we've also added an unlockable very hard difficulty for those who want a challenge. Very nice, adding stuff for both ends of the spectrum. More features and changes. 4 new items, hero traits, see the enemy types you will face before playing a level, shared gold, checkpoints, repayable levels, very hard difficulty, choose the look and loadout of your starting commanders, unlock items and traits for your starting commanders, track your unlocks in the new codex, replace the red shielded Vikings with new enemy type, units are more effective and at retreating from enemies on command, thank you, units including shielded enemies can be knocked off ships. Oh man, this is speaking my language right now. Rebalanced all attacks that launch units. Delete your old save games and commander stats, plus loads of visual and UI tweaks, small gameplay changes. The base game was already excellent. I'd probably give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10, depending on what day I'm playing it on. And I think this raises it to a solid 9. After I'm gonna play it, of course, before dealing out an official an official statement, but I think this could possibly raise it up to a 9, maybe even a 9.5. I don't usually do halves. When I get high into the ranks, sometimes I do them. But that's cool. That's cool for people like me who love Bad North. Amazing. All right, Netflix has shared the first images of its live-action Witcher series, starring the Man of Steel's Henry Cavill. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was released on the Switch. Or it's on the way to the Switch this year. It was released on all platforms years ago. So they've shown us some sneak peeks at the images of 3 of the main characters in the game. They've also shown off the poster for it as well. And the subtitle to the poster says, "The worst monsters are the ones we create." Very interesting. I'm interested to see how this is going to go. I recently started playing Witcher 3 again on the computer instead of on the PlayStation 3, just to see if I would like it a little bit better. So far, it's still a little, iffy. I love Gwent. For some reason, I never tried Gwent when I played it on PS4, so maybe that standalone Gwent game, I might look into that. But yeah, this is interesting. I'm glad that they're making The Witcher is a great series. I'm guessing they made this because Game of Thrones was so big and sparked so much backlash in its last season that they're like, yeah, let's make the Game of Thrones, but it's The Witcher. It's The Witcher, and it's like Game of Thrones. It's like Game of Thrones. Alright, so Super Mario Maker 2 jumped to number 1 on all charts, UK and US. It beat out Crash Team Racing, F1 2019, Judgment, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Bloodstained, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Jesus! Have you bought Super Mario Maker 2? I have. I'm going to be talking about it in my episode number 50. And I'll talk about it then. Right now, just know that Super Mario Maker 2 is number 1, and it's probably going to stay there for a while. Alright, so this article was shown to me, or given to me by Shinobi Nando, thanks to him. If you have any suggestions for news stories that I might miss, make sure you send them to me on Twitter, Discord, whatever. But Junichi Masuda has released an official statement about limiting Sword and Shield's Pokedex. So during the Nintendo Treehouse Live segment at E3, Game Freak producer Junichi Masuda shocked fans when he revealed that Pokemon Sword and Shield would not include every Pokemonster. Pocket Monster? I guess that's what they're called in Japan. He explained how the decision to limit the Pokedex was because of the sheer number of Pokemon had become an issue in itself. So not only would there be a bunch of Pokemon that weren't available to be trained or caught, it would have jumbled up the Pokédex a lot, I think. And I think this was actually a pretty good idea. I think that there could have been like a full Pokédex to use just to kind of see the all the Pokemon, and also like that the region might be a little bit smaller than most other regions that we've seen in games. Now, me personally, I haven't played a Pokemon game since I think it was Ruby Sapphire, Ruby Red, something like that. It had a big dinosaur-looking dude on the front. And I was enjoying it up until a point. The last one I played before that was Pokemon Red, and my sister overwrote the save on that, so I lost not years, but months of work and when I was a kid, and I never got back into it because of that. So he came out and said, "Thank you to all our fans for caring so deeply about Pokemon. Recently, I shared the news that some Pokemon cannot be transferred to Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've read all your comments and appreciate your love and passion." He's read all the comments, guys. Comments that probably would take him years to read. He's probably read the ones that were most popular. "Just like all of you, we are passionate about Pokemon and each and every one." I would hope so. Each and every one of them is very important to us. After so many years of developing the Pokemon video game, this was a very difficult decision for me. I'd like to make one thing clear. Even if a specific Pokemon is not available in Pokemon Shield, that does not mean it will never appear in future games. The world of Pokemon continues to evolve. The Galar region offers new Pokemon to encounter, trainers to battle, and adventures to embark on. We are pouring our hearts into these games, and we hope you will look forward to joining us on this new journey. So he's just clearing up, the Pokemon who have been excluded from the Pokédex are still going to be included probably in future games. I'm sure not every single one makes it into every single game, I guarantee it. But you never know. You never know. The future is not clear for the Pokemon who have been... Oh my god, I got sweat in my eye. The future isn't clear for the Pokemon who have been excluded, but, hopefully we'll be seeing a return of some of the more beloved ones. They haven't released the full Pokédex yet because there are some Pokemon we haven't seen yet. Some new ones coming around, so we'll see. Are you going to be getting which starter Pokemon is going to be yours? I think I'm going to go with the water type this time around. Usually I'm with the fire types, but I think the water type is the cutest out of all these three. That's right, I said it. Cute. Alright, so Diddy Kong Racing's artist is responsible for Banjo-Kazooie's new design in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Rare gave a shout out to Paul Cunningham. He also worked on titles like Diddy Kong Racing, Jet Force Gemini, Blast Corps, and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Oh boy. So Rare came out and said this: "While a core group of folks at Rare worked on this, we have to give a special shout out to our pal Paul Cunningham, who has been our point man on getting everything about Banjo-Kazooie's appearance just right. Your favorite duo are in very safe hands, and we honestly cannot wait for everyone to get their game on in this incredible Smash universe." Oh man, I'm having trouble reading right now. Oh man.
Oh, you stink!
Rare also revealed that it's been collaborating closely with the Smash team in this crossover this year, ensuring that everything from movesets to musical choices were spot on. Of course, the original Banjo-Kazooie composer Grant Kifofe has lent his talents to the music you'll hear in Smash Ultimate. Having those responsible for the character's creation look over Smash is also a great idea. That is certainly right. If you guys remember, Mashiro Sakurai said that including Banjo-Kazooie in the game was quite easily the best decision he's ever made. This is great. He looks really good. He looks way better than the Nuts and Bolts version of himself. I think this is a great 64 representation of him in the new era. So thank you so much, Paul Cunningham. Also, in other Banjo-Kazooie news, Banjo-Kazooie has met Wind Waker in the N64 compatible mod, and it's a little bit of a crossover. So Banjo-Kazooie and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, not really two games you would think would be combined, but someone has modded the game and put out The Legend of Banjo-Kazooie The Bear Waker, and it's by Mark Kirko. The demo takes place on Outset Island, and is the only level currently planned for this release. So what you do on this is you collect musical notes, save jingos, and find jiggies. The more jiggies you unlock, the more you'll gain access to the island, and you'll have all of Banjo's moves from the start, making tasks a lot easier. The background music is a 64-bit rendition of the main theme song of Outset Island. The Bear Waker is a single-level custom mod that will include 10 jiggies, 100 notes, 2 extra honeycombs, and a mumbo transformation. It will include a main area and 9 sub-areas. The island houses the forest fairies and some caves. Not too bad, not too bad. This is really interesting. I'm not sure how you can get this game or get this little mod, but I'm sure that the details are revealed in the video. There's a video out called Banjo-Kazooie X Zelda Wind Waker, parentheses, playable game. So Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have banded together to fight tariffs on video game consoles and games. They are all united as one. In a rare display, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have joined forces to warn the American government about the impacts that could potentially have on the video game industry, explaining how 25% tariff increase would result in U.S. customers paying more than $840 million more for their consoles. This is a 7-page letter they sent to the U.S. In the letter, it states that 96% of all video game systems were constructed in China over the past year, and having to rework the supply chain to avoid these costs would likely cause significant disruptions to production. The video game console supply chain has developed in China over many years of investment by our companies and our partners. It would cause significant supply chain distribution to shift sourcing entirely to the United States or a third country. And it would increase costs, even beyond the cost of proposed tariffs, on products that are already manufactured under tight migraine conditions. It's further stated how the proposed tariffs would depress sales of video game consoles and the games and services that drive the profitability of the market. And a 25% increase would likely put new consoles out of reach for an average American family this holiday season. So hopefully these tariffs don't go through. I'm one of those people who's like, why even do this? Okay, we're just going to pretty much frick ourselves up. Whatever. It's very rare to see all three companies, including Microsoft, who is a U.S.-based company, joining in on this letter and asking the United States to back off on the tariffs. Hopefully this doesn't affect the consoles, and maybe there'll be an exception for things. I don't know, but it's not in my hands. Alright, so Platinum Games' Astral Chain might be the first of a 3-part trilogy, depending on its success. And in an update, the director of the game came out and said that early reports of the story were mistranslated. Rather than a trilogy being set or planned, he's simply thinking of ways that the game could be expanded into a 3-part series or more. But Astral Chain is looking really cool. Everything they put out about the game, there's always something new about it. There's always something more fascinating about it. I'm not a huge Japanese art style fan, but this game looks really cool. It looks really impressive. And hey, you know, if it's going to be a trilogy, hopefully they're planning for it now instead of later. You know, a lot of companies, they're like, yeah, this first game sold really well, let's make a sequel, let's make a trilogy. And then the second game comes out, they're like, yes, we had great ideas. And the third game comes around, they're like, what the hell are we doing? But hopefully Astral Chain is a really good game. I'm gunning for it. I'm gonna probably pick it up day one myself, and hopefully it does get turned into a trilogy. We'll see how well it comes out, or it is. How well it is? What the frick? Alright, so Ice Age is getting a game, and it's called Scrat's Nutty Adventure, and it's going on to the Switch, PS4, and Xbox later this fall. It's a 3D platformer featuring a squirrel, which is Scrat. If you didn't know, Ice Age has a long list of movies to it. The first one is the only one I've seen. It's a very successful movie. It's actually a very successful series of movies. I just recently watched a Ice Age series overview and all the different things that have gone into it. But the description of the game says, explore adventure-packed locations to discover treasures that unlock special powers and help Scrat to jump higher, grab heavier objects, and find every last treasure in this all-new nutty adventure. So it's definitely a 3D platformer. It's in pre-alpha phase, and right now it's just a bunch of screenshots and a case cover. Other than that, we don't know much about it. But it looks actually kind of neat. It actually does look, that's pretty neat. These screenshots actually look really good. So I love 3D platformers, so I'm definitely going to be putting this one on my list. Especially if it's like a collectathon like Banjo-Kazooie or Mario 64. Alright, changing gears a little bit to God of War. Ice Age the God of War. Kratos was almost taken out of the God of War PS4 game in favor of a brand new protagonist. But Barlog saved him. So Kratos was saved by Cory Barlog and the team at Santa Monica Studios, and it's a pretty astounding story. The director said that he made the decision to keep the character after all, but it wasn't a straightforward decision. Speaking to Game Lab in Barcelona, Barlog reminisced that many members of the development team wanted Kratos out of the picture in favor of someone new, a fresh start. Early in discussion, people were saying we had to get rid of Kratos. It was like, he's annoying. He's done. They also wanted to take out Atreus. He was almost cut from the game originally, mostly due to the budget, but thankfully they left him in the game, and they gave him the means to assist Kratos in multiple ways. They think that the right decision was made, I think so too. I think this was the best decision ever. A lot of people were attached to Kratos, even though he wasn't the most likable character in God of War 1 through 3 and all the little games in between. I think this was a huge turnaround for his character, and it added a new depth to the character that we really needed. In the other God of War games, oh, he's a god, he's killing things. In this game, oh, he's kind of a lost god in this in this unfamiliar world. He's created a new family, a son, and they're off to dispense the ashes of his dead wife. And what do you know? Things get crazy pretty fast. And I think that it was probably a good idea to change from Greek mythology to Norse mythology. I think Vikings are in. Vikings are in, Greeks are out. But just don't say that to the Assassin's Creed Odyssey community. Alright, so Spider-Man on the PS4 is getting two new suits from Spider-Man Far From Home, the movie. And it's update patch version 1.16. It's about 380 megabytes, and it adds the 2 new suits in the game for free. So Insomniac Games went above and beyond when they put in Sam Raimi's Spidey outfit, but now they're putting out the 2 iconic suits from Spider-Man Far From Home. So the suits are the upgraded suit and the stealth suit, and they're coming free with this update, according to a Japanese PlayStation Twitter account. Crossing paths of the movie is something this game has done several times already, so it's not much of a surprise that this is happening. You can download them now with the update. Alright, so Alan Wake might be coming to the PS4 after Remedy acquired the rights from Microsoft. Remedy Entertainment has told Eurogamer that it could bring Alan Wake to different platforms if they so choose, mainly PS4 because it's on the other platforms except for Switch. Suggesting a PlayStation 4 port or a Switch port could very well happen in the future. However, it is added that it has nothing to announce right now and that it's fully focused on Control, which is due out next month. Control is another maybe it's not first person, but it's a single-player, story-driven game, and there's not much known about it right now. But remember, Remedy Entertainment purchased Alan Wake, the property, for about $2.5 million doll hairs, and the deal was made between the deal is going to be finished between now and the end of 2019 for the publishing rights to the title to go back to Remedy Studios. And the developer already owns the rights to the IP, meaning now it can do whatever it wants with the game. So they've already transferred the rights, they just haven't done the business transaction. So does this mean that Alan Wake is coming to the PlayStation 4? Have you played the new Alan Wake games? Is it disappointing? I've heard it was, but I don't know. I haven't played it myself. Let me know. So, from the creators of, I believe, Surgeon Simulator, I Am Bread comes Pigeon Simulator, which is more loosely based on the Goat Simulator properties. But Pigeon Simulator will allow you to poop and run into signs as a pigeon. It's a crazy open-world sandbox experience where you control pigeons, you fly around, you smash into things, you smash into people, you grab people and fly away with them, you eat things off the ground. You just cause general mayhem. That's pretty much it. Pigeon Simulator does not have a release date yet, but they're saying that it's going to flock onto the PS4 and other systems in the near future. Interesting. They put out a trailer on their YouTube channel, so check that out if you want to. It doesn't look like the most amazing game graphically, but hey, it might be a cool concept. Hopefully it's nice and cheap. I ain't buying a $20 game to just be a pigeon and shit on people. Alright, The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series is going to bring everything together later this September. So if you don't remember, they already did something like this, except this is a little bit more. So it has a little bit more. The Walking Dead collection was released before Telltale Games kicked the bucket. They released the first three. The first 3 games on disc along with the Michonne game. And now they're putting out all the games on one collection. You can pre-order it from Skybound Games right now. However, this package has come with something a little bit new. The re-releases are going to come with a new graphical overhaul called Graphic Black, which is supposed to make the games look more like their comic book counterparts. So there will also be some behind-the-scenes footage and developer commentary on the disc. Improvements to animation and gameplay elements has also been added, along with other digital bonuses, including a music player and an art gallery. The package is going to come the 10th of this September, not December, September 2019. Have you already picked up the collection? That was a while ago. If you did, sorry, you should have waited like me. If you're a trophy hunter, this is good for you because this is going to be a new list. It's definitely going to be a new list. Are you going to pick this up? I don't think there's not a soul out there who hasn't played the Walking Dead games, to be honest with you guys. Alright, Hunt the Showdown targets a PS4 release later this year after the official 1.0 version is going to be released on all platforms. It's set to release late 2019. If you don't know what Hunt the Showdown is, it's a competitive first-person bounty hunting game where it matches up to 10 players against each other alongside monsters in a Louisiana swamp. Get out of my swamp! Completing bounties makes you the target for other players on the map, but if you succeed in extract, you'll get to keep the hunt. You're currently playing as alongside a heap of gold. The game is going to release digitally on the PS4 with a physical version distributed by Koch Media worldwide. Are you going to be heading the Shrek Swamp in the future? I don't know. I never played Showdown, Hunt the Showdown. I've watched people play it, of course. There's multiple people who have played the game, including like Your Random Gamer and people like that. And it does look very interesting. It does look a little choppy right now, so I'm hoping that this final release, this official release, is going to fix a lot of those little bugs that I saw while they were playing it. And finally, for the news. It's the news. Infinity Ward refutes claims Activision is forcing the studio to make Modern Warfare darker. They came out on Twitter and said, to be very clear, we're making the exact game we want to make, and we can't wait until October 25th. That was released on June 26th. They released that tweet. This comes after an ex-Sledgehammer game studio head, Michael Cordy, spoke with GameBeast, and during the interview, he accused the publisher of interfering with the direction of the new Modern Warfare game. Modern Warfare seems like a tough challenge for any studio, especially if they are being pushed by publishing to be more controversial and darker for the sake of headlines. And this, of course, caused a little bit of trouble, and the development team has come out and said that they're passionate about the game, and they're making it the way that they want to without studio interference. So whether the statements that Michael put out are true or not is up in the air right now, but to be honest with you, if this is true, it might impact the series in a negative way. Modern Warfare comes out the 25th of October, just like Black Ops 3, and we'll see officially how the game is. Is it really just going to be that so dark and disturbing that it's going to turn people away? I doubt it. It's still a Call of Duty game at heart, even though Call of Duty World War II tried to put in some more darker elements. This game might up the ante a lot more. Who knows? And that about does it for the news. That's it for the news segment on YemmyCast, a video game podcast. I just want to talk a little bit about my Yu-Gi-Oh! Card pack opening videos. I just released a new one on Tuesday, and essentially what I did is I put in the description that I've changed the formula around to my new way of doing it. Instead of reading the cards and then showing it, I'm just showing the card first and then pulling them off the stack, which has gone a lot smoother than the way it was before. And I like that better because it surprises actually are surprises. It's not just me reading and going, oh, nice card, and then showing you. It's you seeing it along with me at the same time. So that's all I want to say about that, because I know that I wasn't doing it the correct way. I wasn't thinking in my early episodes. So I've already corrected that, and for the next 3 episodes I've already got recorded, I fixed it and I put it the right way. So if you were turned off at the beginning, come back for episode, I think it's 4 is going to be the next one, episode 4. See how the changes have affected it in the positive way. And if you're not an audio listener, you'll be seeing this exclusively. We're going to be opening up a Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duels Arena of Lost Souls booster pack. I opened up a bunch of these earlier, I opened up a bunch of these for a episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and I got a bunch of cool stuff, and we're still looking for a certain card. I'm not going to reveal what it is yet because you'll hear me talk about it on that episode. I just want to say I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I mean, I want to get it because we got a lot of nice cards in that box opening. So let's see what we got in this pack today. And I'm going to open it so I can't see it, but you guys can't see it either. And here we go. First up, we got Possessed Dark Soul. And this dude, you contribute this face-up card. Take control of all face-up level 3 or lower monsters your opponent currently controls. It's a really nice card, especially if your opponent has some weaker cards on there waiting to be, waiting to special summon a monster. Next, Dispel. This one pretty much just negates any effect by a card. A good one to have in your deck, of course. I have a bunch of these now. Dragon Zombie, the OG from Yugi's deck back in the day. He's just a dragon, and he's a zombie. He's using a fusion for this deck, so you definitely want to have one of these in your deck. It's not a bad card either. It has 1600 attack, 0 defense, of course, but there's cards like Wasteland and stuff that will affect the monster positively. Next, we got Veil of Darkness. Nothing good in this pack today. So this card, just during your draw phase, if you draw a dark monster, you can reveal any number of them, send them to the graveyard, and you can draw one more card. So it's not really amazing, but it's fine if you need like a boost. You know, you didn't draw the right card, but you know, I just want to draw one more, please. All right, so yeah, that does it for this episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast. Thank you so much for joining me in the discussions and all that. I really appreciate it. If you want to, you can follow me on all my social medias, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. You can join my Discord if you want to. Whatever you do, it's appreciated as always. Remember, no matter what platform you listen on, watch on, I appreciate you no matter who you are, where you're from, what you do, as long as you love me. I am your host, YemmytheFerret. Remember, YemmyCast number 50 is going to be live streamed on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So be there or be square. And this has been YemmyCast, a video game podcast.